Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach, and today we're going to take a look at my side. But like many people's sides, it was pretty much built around one man, Paddy Dangerfield, absolutely dominated. So we'll get straight into it in what was a pretty intense match. Me and a mate were watching it down at Lawn there, so it was pretty crazy with the draw with the Giants. But here's my side, or at least my results: 2,331. Ranked in the top 6%, top 13,000, and it pushes me up about 1,000 spots. So I was fairly pleased with that. I didn't look too much at the scores over the weekend. In fact, I didn't really look at any. I just looked at the stats and knew a couple of guys had bounced back, which I'll take a look at, but also knew that a few guys had been quiet, like Hanbury, Higgins, and a couple of others. So I wasn't too sure, but I cracked into the top 10,000. That's the first time this season. So it's been a long haul back. If you've been watching this from the start, it's been a pretty long haul back from what was a poor start to the season. But to break in the top 10k has been something I've been speaking about for a while, so I was really pleased to do that. So at this stage, I mean, I've probably had increases in my overall ranking most weeks, except for probably that round 13 bye. But at this stage of the season, it gets much harder to work your way up. And as you'll see, people will probably criticise me for some of my trades, or at least not the actual trades, but the number left, which we'll get stuck into now. What are we? 6 trades left, so bloody look out. I'm cutting it fine. But I think my side's just about complete. Got a little bit in the bank, so you can pretty much say I've got 7 trades, because 300k in the bank is easily a downgrade. So the back line didn't fire at all. Doherty, of course, been a great inclusion, but Adams, not too flattering. Laird, not too flash. Lloyd, played okay, but Tui again played okay. Shaw played okay, but and their numbers resulted and reflected that they were between your 70 and 90 and were good without being great. So I probably had hoped that Shaw would really bounce back with a ton without Zach Williams in the team. It wasn't to be, but anyway, it's a complete back line, but it's probably not as absolutely strong as maybe it could be. I think the names are okay, but Tui and Shaw, a lot of my faith and how far I can move will be put into their hands, because as their averages suggest, they're having okay seasons, probably not by Shaw's standards, but there's certainly a bit of improvement to come, I would like to think. There's Paddy, 196, enormous stuff. Doubled him as a skipper, outstanding to have that sort of a luxury, and a lot of people would have benefited big time from that. Martin, again, probably another 3 votes like Dangerfield, 121. Mitchell, outstanding, even got in the goals this week. Bontempelli, brought him in. So my 2 trades was, I got rid of Scotty Selwood, brought in Bontempelli, trade out Jake Barrett, brought in Alex Witherden, who was very impressive, very impressive. Scotty Pendlebury didn't celebrate game 250 overly well. Hanbury copped a knock, bit of a corky, played a lot forward after a reasonable first half. In fact, I probably resigned myself to maybe a 50 from him, but to get 75, I'll probably take that. Treloar was reasonable. Hugh Greenwood continues to impress. Now, I just want to talk about Greenwood and Witherden and Mountford there, 81. So crucial to have those sort of scorers at this stage of the season from your rookies, because it's at this stage of the season where our secondary downgrades can really prove to be quite disappointing, because at this stage, at the start of the season, you've got plenty of options. Second wave of downgrades, often you're just picking what you can get, and it's not necessarily based on a lot of intelligence or stats. They're available, they're a downgrade, they're playing, let's hope they score. For all those guys to score over 80, while I won't be making too many more downgrades, I have the 300k in the bank. It's very heartening to think that Greenwood could potentially get towards your 400k, Witherden playing a very Supercoach friendly role, and he could potentially rise beyond 300, could potentially give me the amount of cash to do 1 downgrade and then a couple more upgrades and have 3 trades left, and potentially maybe an extra midfielder, extra premium mid, or certainly a complete side with quite a number of trades and cash in the bank to flexibility, I suppose, is pretty much what I'm saying. Steph Martin, Brody Grundy, reasonable numbers. You'll take them from your ruckman. McRae, Dalhouse, how often do their points just reflect one another and just be within 5 to 10 points of each other? It's unbelievable, but they were okay in what wasn't the doggies' finest day. Nank and Lynch were back. They were the two blokes I was talking about off the top. Kept the faith. I'd love to say I kept the faith, but in reality, I probably just didn't really want to trade them because I was running a bit low on trades and just crossed the fingers that they responded. So they did. Higgins, his average is now dropped under 90, and I really feel like he's better than that, but so often he'll put in your 100 to 110 and then follow it up with a 60 or 70. So that's disappointing. Isaac Heaney, pretty impressive. He's a very, very good player. And 89, I may have thought watching the game he was around 100. Nonetheless, you'll take it. And Mitchie Hannon, 57. Again, barely moved price-wise. But I would say, without having looked too deeply into my trades, that Hannon would be the man to go. For who, I'm not sure. It could potentially be an upgrade to Yo. I could downgrade him depending who's playing. I haven't really looked at downgrade options. And then you could use it to, have a bit of a war chest. Even though now's not the time to really have a war chest. But Greenwood will probably peak in a week or two. And then you could have a lot of cash to play with. But I haven't really thought too much about next week. So that's how my side went. We'll just zoom that out as I say goodbye to you guys. You can take a bit of a look at my side in its entirety. It's looking reasonable. Obviously, Greenwood, he's playing well, but he's probably technically my last guy to upgrade, even though Shaw isn't flying, Tui's not flying. You could argue that Lynch and Nank aren't flying. Good weeks, but can they back it up? I enjoy, Ryan scoring okay, Mountford, Witherden, Greenwood, Hannon's done a good job, peaked, catch you later, thanks mate. So there's a bit of money to play with, a little bit of depth. Probably the back line's certainly my weakest line, so we might attend to that. We'll just wait and see. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Much appreciated. Let me know how you guys went. There'll be some big scores, no doubt, over 2,400, I'd imagine, with Dangerfield basically giving you 400 points. Unbelievable stuff. So let me know how you went. I'll get round to them at some stage during the week. And yeah, as always, I'll look to do as Shorty say. Didn't last week, just nothing really came to mind to be really topical in my opinion. So we might talk about something, maybe the Hawkins kick. I'll have a think on it. But what will definitely be happening is the weekend preview as it always does. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you later.